Alright, I asked you all to give me 3 of the most overrated wrestlers in your personal opinion in WWE all time. We got some takes, man. We definitely got some takes. Now, if you're wondering how can I be a part of the series, then you definitely got to follow my other social media accounts. Especially look out for the Instagram stories because that's where I will ask the questions that you could answer for future videos like this. You guys know the drill though, man. The vibes. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications to be updated with all things pro wrestling related right here on this YouTube channel to be updated for all the wrestling content and when we go live every single Sunday for the No Name Wrestling Podcast. Now, don't shoot the messenger because I asked people to give me 3 overrated WWE superstars, so I'm sure you're going to see some of your favorites on here, and you're definitely probably 100% going to see people that you definitely don't agree with. But you know what? That's what it's for, man. So we're going to dive into the first one. This individual said Sami Zayn, Triple H, and Sasha Banks. I don't think Triple H should ever be in the overrated conversation. I personally just don't see what makes him overrated other than people say that he was married to Stephanie McMahon and married himself into the business, married himself into the position of power. Triple H was still really good at his job, though. He was still a really good wrestler, so I just never understood that aspect. Sami Zayn, I get the Sammy Hogan allegations right now because he is getting pushed, in a prominent spot, but Sami Zayn, honestly, he's not bad. He's a good wrestler. He's good on the mic. Maybe his character could be tweaked here and there a little bit. Maybe stop playing the underdog gimmick so many times. I completely understand that aspect. But other than that, don't see what makes Sammy overrated. And then Sasha Banks, a.k.a. Mercedes Moné, don't really see what makes her overrated either at this stage. I mean, her promos could be a little cringe and a little iffy, I will say that. But the run she's been going on outside of WWE, she's probably been having, some of the best women's matches we've ever seen, from anybody. Goldberg, Ric Flair, and the Ultimate Warrior. You're definitely probably going to see Ultimate Warrior in a lot of those conversations when it comes to overrated because of his lack of in-ring ability, so I completely understand that aspect. He was very character-driven. Ric Flair, he should never be in the overrated conversation either. Don't see how he's in there. Goldberg, I can understand that as well. I feel like some people don't fully understand what the Goldberg gimmick and presentation really was meant for at its peak, especially during that streak. Yes, Goldberg was never really the best wrestler, and he was protected, during that time having squash matches, but people really fell in love with Goldberg because of the presentation that he presented on television. So I think some people kind of miss that aspect and just, tax him for not being a good wrestler, but realistically, the Goldberg character was never really meant to be the best, in-ring wrestler. He was just built up as a monster that could destroy people. This person said Jey Uso, Braun Strowman, and LA Knight for recent people. Braun Strowman, one stings a little bit, I'm not gonna lie to you. Braun Strowman was my guy. I feel like he's probably one of the biggest fumbles WWE's ever had. He should have been established as one of the greatest big men of all time. Point blank, period. You can't convince me otherwise. We won't get into it, but I feel like they heavily fumbled him. Jey Uso, I get that some people don't believe in him as a main event guy, but the popularity can't be denied when it comes to Jey. LA Knight, same thing, his popularity can't be denied, and I personally feel like they're kind of wasting the momentum with LA Knight, not really putting him in a prominent spot to position him to be a future World Heavyweight Champion, because at this point, he really should be. You should establish him as one of your top main event guys. It's been long enough. Okay, so there's some ones I do agree with right here. So Brock being inconsistent, I definitely agree with because sometimes his matches will really hit, and then there are other times when his matches will just flop when they have really big, high expectations. And you're like, what the hell? It seems maybe he was being lazy or you don't know really what the case was, but it just you never really know what to get from Brock Lesnar. You don't know if you're going to get good quality or bad quality. It's very 50-50 with him. Now, I do think 2009 Randy Orton is a bit overhyped because I will argue Legend Killer Randy Orton is 1,000 times better. I think that's the best version of Randy Orton when it comes to overall quality. I just think 2009 was probably his most menacing character work that he did that really kind of propelled him up on that pedestal for a lot of people that really recognize how great Randy Orton was. But I think Legend Killer was really a lot better. Now, when it comes to Roman, I don't think people forget about the Big Dog. It's just the Tribal Chief has just eclipsed anything bad the Big Dog did. The Big Dog gimmick wasn't always bad if we're really keeping it a buck. If we're really being honest with ourselves here. The Big Dog gimmick wasn't always bad. It was just pushed in a prominent position that people just refused to accept. 2018, 2019 were the only real bad years of Roman's Big Dog run that just had horrendous booking behind it. But ever since the Tribal Chief came around, Roman reached a peak that you probably will, like, not see most people ever reach. Ric Flair, Rhea Ripley, Mick Foley. Once again, I don't understand how Ric Flair's in these conversations. I don't know if people haven't gone back and watched, like, 80s Ric Flair, his matches with Ricky Steamboat and many others, but I don't know, some of y'all might not be hip to Ric Flair at his peak, bro. Mick Foley should never be in the overrated conversation if you ask me. I think Mick Foley might be criminally underrated. His character work is just top tier, bro. He got 3 characters over in WWE. Dude Love, Cactus Jack, and Mankind, bro. Like, and when it comes to his in-ring stuff, he's more known for the hardcore physical stuff, you know, but Mick Foley, man, he's a legend, bro. I think Mick Foley, like, is a great storyteller overall. He's just really, really good. Rhea Ripley, I feel like only gets put in these conversations because she was really thrown into the World Championship picture a lot, but, like, what do you expect? She's Rhea freaking Ripley. Like, she's one of the top established stars in the women's division that you all made. You were all the ones that made her popular. The fans are the ones that made her popular, reacting to the way they do to her every single time she comes out. So she's going to be put in a prominent spot from time to time in the world title scene, just like every other top superstar. This is probably the nastiest one so far. John Cena, The Rock, and Becky Lynch shouldn't even be sniffing the overrated conversation, if you ask me, man. Like, I need to know context here, bro. Like, I need an explanation. Why are these 3 in the conversation for you personally? Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, AJ Lee. I think AJ Lee's really too early to tell because we still haven't really seen what she's going to look like in this modern era of women's wrestling. So, logistics there, logistics. Roman and Brock, I mean, how much more can we possibly talk about it? I mean, people are going to feel how they want to feel about them. Interesting. Logan Paul, Nikki Bella, Hulk Hogan. I can understand why Logan Paul would be in there. I think Logan Paul's been very good. He's just not at the excellent level like some people are trying to say, like he's the best wrestler like in the world or one of the best wrestlers in the world. Relax. Let's stop pushing agendas that, you know, we don't really need to push because he's not in that category yet. Maybe he could get there at some point, but right now, no. Nikki Bella, I mean, she is revolutionary to the Divas division, but when it comes to her in-ring ability, not so much. Hulk Hogan, I get the subject is very touchy, and it's controversial for a lot of people based off past things that he said, which I 100% understand, but Hulk Hogan's really a needle mover, man. It's hard to look past his impact. Like, he is a revolutionary superstar. For really being honest, man, I gotta be non-biased here. Like, Hulk Hogan, he really changed wrestling. Daniel Bryan 3 times, bro. You met this with your soul. I need an explanation. Daniel Bryan. Overrated? We talking about the same guy? We talking about Bryan Danielson? We talking about one of the greatest technical wrestlers, like, of all time? Or we talking about the same guy? See, this is my thing, though. What top superstar isn't forced? Was John Cena not forced all those years? Like, when he was pushed in a prominent spot? Hulk Hogan, you know, Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, like, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, bro, like, Becky Lynch, like, what top superstar isn't, like, forcefully, like, pushed in a prominent spot? They're top superstars. What do you expect? Yes, you know, some people are going to get in prominent spots over others that maybe you like and feel are more deserving in that position, but not everybody can be a top superstar. They just can't. I'm sorry. Not everybody can be in that spot. Not everybody's going to be in a prominent world championship, like, picture from time to time, like, consistently. Really, the top stars are going to remain there, like a Rhea Ripley that the fans made popular. Rhea Ripley is in that spot because the fans put her there based off how they react to her, so I don't know. Charlotte, I think Charlotte is starting to show different layers of her character work where she's leaving the overrated conversations because at first I felt she was there because really all she was known for was just winning championships and saying woo, like that was pretty much it. But now this whole stuff with Alexa Bliss, the tag team stuff, she's actually become a really good babyface that honestly is giving her good layers outside of just chasing the championship. Like, she's not just somebody who just has to be in the championship picture all the time. She's shown, like, hey, I can do other things just besides chasing a title or wearing a main championship that many people didn't want to see. So, and then Roman Reigns, we already talked about. Old school, man. Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, The Rock. What? Bob Backlund is such a crazy pull, bro. Like, Bob Backlund? Who overrates Bob Backlund? I need to know this. Like, Bob Backlund is on here? Like, why is Bob Backlund in an overrated conversation, bro? Like, I've never heard anybody, like, place him at such a high regard, but nobody ever really, like, places him in a low regard either. Like, Bob Backlund is just He's just Bob Backlund. Now, you said with all due respect, so I'm only going to talk about Ronda Rousey here because I've talked about the other two superstars. I kind of have to agree, though, a bit, man, because how do you get, like, progressively worse after you already showed potential the first time? Maybe Ronda's heart truly wasn't in it during her second run, because her first run in WWE 2018 and 2019 was actually prominently good, if you ask me. She had good matches. Her promos weren't, like, all that terrible. Like, she had some good segments here and there, but when she came back 2022 to 2023, it just was so bad. It was like ass, bro. Like, I don't understand how you just progressively get worse. She already showed a lot of potential in her first one. She had maybe the greatest debut match at WrestleMania 34 like we've ever seen from somebody making their first debut match. WrestleMania 34 was so bad and so poor. That's actually one of the very good things that stands out about that WrestleMania. Ronda Rousey stole the show over AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. So I feel just so confused by how her second run just became so bad based off how her first run was looking. Like, when she came back, I was excited for it at first because I thought she was going to be cooking like Gordon Ramsay in the kitchen, bro. And man, I can't think of a bad cook, but whoever you could think of is like one of the worst cooks you know in your life. That's what it was. I can't really get behind Dolph Ziggler. I feel like Dolph Ziggler was very underutilized, in WWE for many, many years. He should have been in a very, very higher, spot than he was in. Drew McIntyre is all around incredible. Definitely don't agree with that one either. And Kevin Owens is also very, very good. So, yeah, I can't agree with this one, my guy. So I know this person right here, cool friend of mine. And all she sent was just a photo of Brock Lesnar. Nothing else. No other explanation needed. Just a photo of Brock Lesnar. Nothing else. She is telling you that Brock Lesnar is probably the most overrated superstar to her. And nobody else comes close. Because all she said was just a photo of Brock. That was it. Nothing else. I most definitely feel like I disagreed with majority of these more than I do agree. But you know what? Everybody has different opinions and perspectives on many, many things. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. And once again, if you want to be a part of these videos, you could follow my Instagram, which will be right here on the screen. Bam! Right there on the screen. Make sure you follow. And if you want to see, your questions a part of this, let me know in the comment section below, of questions you want me to ask on my Instagram, and then I will do my best to get to those. Much respect. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed this and want to see more wrestling content, you're unlucky because you can click the video right here. If you actually want to check out the No Name Wrestling Podcast, which your boy is on, we do allow the viewers and subscribers to actually come on the podcast from time to time to be a part of the open mic episodes, to chat with us. You can click the playlist right here to check out all episodes.